you once again for joining us. Today we have a very special topic and a very special guest. Our topic today is Alzheimer's disease, and we have the pleasure and the luck to have Maria Anaya, who is the regional director for the Greater Los Angeles area with the Alzheimer's Association. She has dedicated her life pretty much to public health. She has a degree from UCLA in public health and has done a variety of community services as far as her work itself. You've done work for children, for the elderly now, pregnancy. You've done a variety of things.
Yes.
Maria, we're so glad that you are here with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Before we start on the topic of Alzheimer's, I'd like to just get, have the audience, have the people know a little bit more about you, who you are, where you come from, your roots. Why don't you take some time and tell us about you, Maria?
Okay. I'm proud to say that I'm the daughter of two immigrant parents who come from the state of Michoacan in Mexico. They came here as farm workers in the San Jose area. When they were there, my dad found out from one of his brothers that he could earn a lot more income as a steel worker around the Chicago area. So they moved there, and while they were there, that's where they lived for another 25, 30 years. 7 of 8 of us were born. They had my oldest sister here, and the rest of us were born in East Chicago, Indiana. My dad retired after 25 years of working as a steel mill worker. One of the most proud aspects of my childhood is that he really emphasized the value of education. He always told us that the only way that we were going to escape having to work as hard as a mule like he had to was through taking advantage of education. So he really emphasized going to school for both the girls and the boys. We were 4 girls and 4 boys. When I had graduated from Indiana University with a bachelor's degree, I came over here to California with my ex-husband, and that's how we all ended up back in California.
And then you did your training, obviously, your master's in public health at UCLA.
At
That's
UCLA.
wonderful. And tell us a little bit about the Alzheimer's Association, what it does, and what you've learned now that you are the regional director there.
The Alzheimer's Association is a national chapter. There's over 80 chapters. Obviously, some states have more than one. For example, California, being such a large state, has several chapters. The one here that I'm representing is the California Southland chapter, which covers Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino. I'm the director for the East Los Angeles regional office. What I've learned is that the Alzheimer's disease is a very disruptive, devastating disease for the individual that's afflicted, but also for the family as a whole. It robs the person of who they are, and it robs the family members of a lot of experiences that they were looking forward to with their father, with their husband, with their grandfather, and it's definitely a disease that has an impact on the whole community.
Family as a whole.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the process of the disease, what it is, how does it happen? Tell us just about the physiology of it.
The Alzheimer's disease is a disease that affects the neurons, the brain cells. It starts in a certain location. It has a specific pattern. It starts in a certain location of the brain and progresses to affect more and more of the brain. It's actual physical damage to the brain cells. A lot of the community thinks that it's psychological problems, that it's a mental health problem, or it's an emotional problem, but it's not. It's actual physical damage to the brain cells. It's something that manifests itself in a person's behavior and in their, they lose control of their emotions, so it's natural for people to think that it's an emotional or a psychological problem, but that's just a symptom of the actual disease. The process, the Alzheimer's disease, is one that it starts in very minor symptoms, and it progresses. And as it progresses, it becomes more and more serious. There's three basic stages: the early stage, middle, moderate stage, and the late stages of Alzheimer's.
Tell us a little bit about the symptoms. What is it that people at home can watch for? And as you mentioned before, some of these may seem emotional.
Yes.
So how does the family tell them apart?
Obviously, the earliest symptom is forgetting things. The second most common symptom that you have is changes in personality. A person who has Alzheimer's and loses something, doesn't realize that they've lost it. For example, if we misplace our glasses or if we lose our keys, we realize that we've lost them, and we backtrack our steps trying to figure out where we left them. A person who has Alzheimer's disease just knows that they're gone. And the first thing that they think is somebody must have taken them. And they actually start accusing the family members that you stole my glasses, you stole my wallet, because they forgot that they put it somewhere else. So that's one thing that the family members will notice, that the person that is becoming quote-unquote paranoid.
Forgetfulness.
Yes. They might become what they would see as depressed, a lack of initiative, where they used to be very outgoing, and now all they want to do is sit and stare. Someone who was a great cook, for example, a lady who, the mom or the grandma who was a great cook, and all of a sudden her recipes are coming out all wrong. For the guys, if he was a handyman and could do even electrical and plumbing, and all of a sudden he forgets how to even change a doorknob. So that's something that the person was able to do, and all of a sudden they can't do it.
So this is not part of aging, which I think that's probably what most people have trouble with. They feel, well, grandpa or grandma is just getting old, and that's why. So that's not the way we're supposed to approach this.
Exactly. One thing that we always recommend is, well, before I say that, memory loss is not a normal part of aging, for the community to realize that. And if they themselves, or if anyone they know is experiencing memory problems, that they should go see a doctor. Now, there are illnesses that cause symptoms such as memory problems. That could be depression, that could be thyroid problems, it could be a side effect from certain medications or medication interactions. Sometimes diabetes, if the insulin level is out of control, will cause memory problems and confusion, and of course Alzheimer's. But the doctor is the one who could determine what it is. But the important thing to realize is that memory loss is not a normal part of aging. So if anyone is having memory problems, they definitely need to get themselves to a doctor.